Welcome back. You've seen and heard the evidence and a few reasons that didn't make our top 5. Without any further ado, let's begin our countdown. Reason number 5, Jerry West. His departure left a void in the Lakers.
Jerry West's departure, that was the beginning of the end of the Lakers as we know it.
West built the team. West had a way of commanding respect. Without him, maybe that organization lost its kind of controlling rudder.
A 14-time All-Star selection in the 1960s and 70s, West later became the Lakers' executive vice president of basketball operations and architect of their dynasty in the 1980s. He commanded respect like no other individual in the organization.
Jerry West was the key to keeping those guys together. Jerry West was like a father figure to them.
I think Jerry was able to reach Shaquille and Kobe both in ways that even Phil, I don't think, ever was able to.
After West stepped down in 2000, the relationship between Bryant and O'Neal remained strained as the Lakers won 2 more titles to complete the three-peat. General manager Mitch Kupchak tried to keep the war between his stars from escalating.
Jerry West had to put out these fires time and again. It's not that Mitch Kupchak is not capable of dealing with these things. It's just that he didn't have in Shaq's eyes the cachet, the portfolio. Same thing with Kobe.
The absence of Jerry West factored into Shaquille's paranoia. Shaquille was desperately looking for someone in the Laker organization that he felt he could trust.
I guarantee you, if Jerry West was there, none of this would happen, because he's a real general manager. He would have called us up in the office and cursed us both out and put us both in check. So you stop that and you stop that, and it would have been squashed.
Did that reason grab you? If not, we've got 4 more to go. Here's reason number 4. Karl Malone and Gary Payton. Their signings failed to bring L.A. a title.
You can blame the whole experiment, bringing the 2 guys in, for ratcheting up the pressure.
On paper, they were world beaters. But when you really looked at these 2 aging guys, you could kind of see that it might not work.
While the Lakers started the 2003-2004 season 18-3 and won the Western Conference title, their success belied a growing dissatisfaction that had spread beyond the squabbles of Bryant and O'Neal. Karl Malone readily adapted to Jackson's triangle offense, but not every player worked within the system.
Gary Payton was the most frustrated player I've seen in a long time. He couldn't figure out the triangle offense.
Gary Payton was a horrible fit for the Lakers, a terrible fit, very selfish player.
Payton's a hand grenade in high tops. You just can't ever decide where he's going, what he's doing.
For his part, Malone was a significant factor in the playoffs until he suffered an injury to his left knee in Game 6 against Minnesota. Hobbled throughout the finals against Detroit, the mailman couldn't deliver with his usual force.
The straw that broke the camel's back was Karl Malone being injured, because Karl Malone seemed like the glue that kept this soap opera together.
He was probably our best player all the way through the playoffs up until his injury.
Unfortunately, at the end of the season, Gary Payton was healthy and Karl Malone was not. If it was the other way around, if Karl Malone was in there and Gary Payton wasn't, the Lakers might have won the championship and still stay together.
To me, losing Malone to the injury is the biggest single factor that you can blame in the breakup of the Lakers as we knew them.
Coming up when our countdown continues, how much is Phil Jackson to blame for breaking up the Lakers?
I think the Lakers got tired of Phil's act.
Welcome back. Did the first 2 reasons stop and make you think? If so, here's some more food for thought. Reason number 3. Shaquille O'Neal. He had to be the man.
Shaq told me I'm too big to ride in the backseat of anybody else's car.
That's the kind of thing that creates tensions among your great player, your coach, your owner, and eventually that kind of thing wears everyone out.
If Shaq's honest with himself, he would take some of the blame. He, for whatever reason, always felt as if he had to be the guy.
This wasn't the first time Shaq didn't get along with a key teammate. Although he led the Magic to the 1995 NBA Finals and was the leading scorer in each of his 4 seasons in Orlando, O'Neal was reportedly frustrated with the freelance style of his top guard, Penny Hardaway.
I think a lot of people were saying, well, Penny's the guy on this team, and I think Shaq is very sensitive to that.
Shaquille has a little bit of an insecurity thing. Shaq does need to be treated like #1 guy, for him to feel right about it.
When O'Neal signed a 7-year, $121 million contract with the Lakers in 1996, he didn't know he eventually would be sharing the spotlight with a player who would come to the pros straight out of high school.
Shaq said, I'm the big brother, Kobe's the little brother, and without really knowing Kobe, and Kobe wasn't going to be anybody's little brother.
You have to single out somebody to be the man of the team. But they tell you there's no I in team. That's a lie. Shaquille is that I in team.
Kobe never deferred to Shaq. Kobe didn't need taken care of. Kobe didn't want to be taken care of.
As far as Shaquille O'Neal saying that this was his team, Kobe said it doesn't matter whose team it is, but since it is his team, no more coming into camp fat and out of shape.
Kobe finally said, hey, man, I'm the best player in the league. Why am I always the little brother? Making Kobe feel like that was Shaq's biggest deficiency in this whole relationship that finally deteriorated.
We've had our spats, we've had our share of arguments on the floor, for various reasons. He used to get mad at me for not playing team basketball. I used to get mad because he wasn't in tip-top shape.
It was Shaq's team. Shaq believed that Kobe was kind of an invader, the young guy stealing the spotlight from him. Shaq was not going to put up with that for very long.
You better like me. That's his attitude. And he doesn't know how to handle it if somebody doesn't like him. He can't just let it go. And so he's always harped on Kobe because of that. And he made Kobe's life tough.